What up? What up? You can see the topic. Uh-huh. Can you see the topic? Can you see the topic? What up, y'all? You ready to go? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Are we here? We good? Everybody good? What it do, Dub? All right. So, can y'all hear me? Everybody good? Excuse the noise in the background. They're working on the house. I'm sitting on the floor. But we should be good. Can you guys hear me? Everybody hear me? Everybody hear me? Everybody can hear me? All right, so what up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Cell, FHOHNIC. So listen, I got a call today, and I had a very long conversation, very interesting conversation about the club's money. What do we do with the money for the dues? What do we do with the money from the anniversaries we make, from the different things that we do? Um, and they were asking a question because they were saying every year they make money, every year, they pay dues, and they don't know what the money goes for, but the money is constantly being spent or constantly being this. Okay? So sit down, grab your popcorn, and let me break this shit down for you just like this. First and foremost, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be at, whatever time you're watching the video. I'm Big Cell. I am the host and the owner of FHO Podcast Radio. My studio is being built, so I'm doing these lives from my cell phone. So I hope you guys can bear with me until my studio is complete. They're working on it. They're doing a stand-up job. Shout out to my man Lightbulb from the West Side Riders, MC. I appreciate you, brother. You're an awesome dude. Now, the topic. You guys see the topic. What is the MC Club's money used for? Let me say this. It's been said that if you don't have a clubhouse, then you should not be paying dues. It's been said. Maybe that was back in the day per se. Okay. It's also been said that the clubs don't get to see where the money goes, or they don't get to ask questions about where the money goes, etc. Okay, just different things like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the club money is spent on whatever the club say to spend it on. Period. I don't care if it's to buy a member a new motorcycle, if it's to help a member's family, if it's to do whatever. Okay. If you have a clubhouse, then the dues and or anniversary money and or et cetera, whatever other money comes in, fines, that money should go towards the clubhouse. Now, I'm gonna say this. Some of y'all with these raggedy ass driveways on these clubhouses need to spend your club dues on getting a new driveway. Quit trying to get us to your clubhouse on these driveways and we teeter-tottering on rocks and boulders and sliding in sand and gravel and shit. Fix your driveway. That's what the dudes should go to first. If you got a clubhouse, if you got a clubhouse, you need to be fixing your driveway. That's what you really need to be doing. Yeah, fix your driveway. Now, let me say it one more time. Whatever money the club makes should be spent however the club says to spend it. Whether the club makes the decision to fuck it all off every year, or in the middle of the year, in the middle of the month, it should be a club vote. If you guys have a clubhouse, or if you guys have something that you're working towards, it should be towards that. But again, it's at the discretion of the club where the money goes. Period. What up, Black Dragon? Love you too, sir. I see you out there doing your thing. It goes towards whatever the club says for it to go to. There is no we're saving the money for this or we're saving the money for that. If the members of the club don't want to save the money, if the members of the club count the money, they had an anniversary Saturday, and they count the money Sunday, and they say Monday we finna fuck it all off, then that's exactly what you do, is you fuck it all off. The money does not belong to the club. The money belongs to the members. Period. So when you having these anniversaries and you're paying these fines and you're paying these dues, and also every member should have access to the final balance anytime they request it of the dues. If you are a fully patched member in a club, you should be able to call the treasurer and say, hey, how much money we got in the bank? And he should give you a bottom line dollar. Now, he don't have to explain all of the details, but he should be able to give you a bottom line running total dollar of what you guys have in the bank. Period. That's for every member. Every member has the right to ask that question. So if you're in a club and you don't know how much money you got in the bank and that's your preference, then so be it. But if you're in the club and you want to know, then they have to take, if you're a fully patched member. Now, prospects and hang-arounds and all that, they don't have no business asking that question about what's in the bank and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That ain't your business. Only fully patched members get to ask that question. Now, the question came up too is who makes the decision on what we spend and where we spend it at, and who controls the money? There's only two people that should have a card concerning the club's bank account. And I'm going to break this down for you as best as I can. There should be a $500, no questions asked limit. $499 and under should be a limit that the treasurer and or the vice president is allowed to spend without permission. In other words, they can go to the bank, snatch out $500. They can write go somewhere and swipe $500. We don't need permission for that. It's like $499. Anything 501 and above, then that should come with a two-part signature. Okay, a two-part request. That should come with a two-part request. Okay. So with that being said, your treasurer and your vice president are the only ones that should be in control of the club's money. Anybody else in control of the club's money is a problem. The president, just because he's the president, does not have control of the club's money. He should not have control of the club's money. It should be the VP. The VP is in charge of handling all club affairs and all club business. So therefore, he should be the one to have that card, him and the secretary. Okay? And he should be able to go maybe $500 and below, basically without question. He could just shoot it to, hey, I'm finna go buy chicken for everybody. I'm finna go buy this for everybody. Now, you're a full paid dues member. You go hard for the club, and you go down on your motorcycle or you wreck your motorcycle. Is the club's money obligated to fix your motorcycle? Or does the club have to do this, whatever? If the club say so, if the members vote yes, then that's a yes. If the members say, hey, we're going to pay for Big Sale a new motorcycle, then guess what? Big Sale go get a new motorcycle. But it's nothing that's automatic. You don't automatically just get a new motorcycle because you go hard for the club or whatever. Now, one of the things that I try to do at FHO is whatever I can give back, because the club gives so much on a regular to just the bills, to like we have a web page, we have a website that has to be taken care of, a domain, we got all type of stuff, our corporation dues, the whole 9 yards. So our club just constantly pitches in on the regular.
You're a piece of shit.
They do their thing like that. So that's something that we do with the money or whatever. However, I leave that up to the vice president, and he kind of got full account of all of that. So I try to stay away from the money for the most part. But to answer the question, and this was, like I said, I was on the phone with this for about an hour, because the members say that they never see the money. They say we have a whole anniversary and we get a roundabout number of what we make, or we get a roundabout number of You know, they just tell us that we make this amount of money, but they disagree based on the amount of people that was in the crowd. You know, they say, how did we only make this amount of money and we had 10,000 people at the event? Okay. What up, New York? I see you, baby. You know, how do we make this amount of money and we only got 10,000 people? We had 10,000 people at the event. And then the club get to doing this. So another thing is the club members should be in control of what's spent, what the anniversary consists of, how much we're paying for this, how much we're paying for that. Now the officers, again, sometimes have to make decisions based on your club is not that well put together, meaning that your brotherhood is not that solid or your sisterhood is not that solid, where y'all can make decisions together. Because if we wait for everybody to make a decision, then there's no decisions to be made. My man Pooh said it's their fault if a member doesn't question that part right there. Okay. Then, you know, 9 times out of 10, trying to get all the members to agree on one thing, that's why it's a majority vote. It is a majority vote. If the majority say, hey, we're going to take the anniversary money and we're going to go to Miami and we want the club to pay for the house. You know, we're going to do an Airbnb in Miami. We want the club to pay for the Airbnb, the mansion, and we want them to pay for all the food. Then guess what? That's what you have to do with the money. Period. That's what you have to do with the money. You don't have, as a president or a vice president or as a board or as a founder, as a national board or as a whatever, you don't have the right to say, no, we're not doing that. And let me say this too. To all you founders and national board members, your chapter money is not your money. Let me say that again. Your chapter money is not your money. So we all know in order to be national, you need 5 different chapters in 5 different states. Okay? Then you can form a national board. Okay? Yes, your national board members get a stipend because they have to travel, they have to do this, they have to do that, they have to, you know, so they get a stipend, they get a monthly stipend. And it normally comes from each chapter paying a yearly dues or a certain amount of dues or whatever. Now, but let's just say I'm going to use Texas. Let's just say your Texas chapter has an anniversary and your Texas chapter makes $1 million. Well, that money belongs to the Texas chapter. It doesn't belong to the national organization or to the national board. They don't have to help out no other chapter. They don't have to pay for the national board members to do this or do that. You know, if they have a successful event because they worked hard, they traveled, they put in the work, they motorcycle, then they have a successful event. Now, again, that's how it's supposed to be. However it is in your get out is how it is. But I'm just telling you, the chapter money, the local chapter money is not the national's money. Period. I'm telling you some of the realest shit ever now. The founders don't get paid to be founders. The founders don't get a dime from the chapters. If you say you about to lose child, the founders don't get a portion of nothing. Don't no chapter or no national. I work at all. You know it is. I think Pete did make sure whatever rules that are put in place that are voted by the chapters to support the national board, those are the rules. If all dollars into the national board's campaign, into the national board's treasury, then that's what you guys agree upon, and that's what you do. You ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Members. And if you decide to let presidents or vice presidents in free, your other chapters, so if you are in a nation and they got 17 chapters, the other chapters are to support you by buying a ticket to your event. Yeah. We not finna have 4,000 free people in the event for free. That's why you ain't made no money. And well, we had 10,000 people. Yeah, but 4,000 of them was your people. So your other chapters in your nation should be buying tickets to your chapter's event. I know you don't want to hear that, but you know, hey. Hey, Pete, you're welcome, more than welcome. Yeah, hey. Yeah, so if you didn't know that, now you know. So if you have a chapter in Texas and you have a chapter in Milwaukee, and the Milwaukee chapter, Orlando Quick says, I can't agree with that, bro. They travel, so they should be. Okay, so what's the difference between them traveling to your event and traveling to somebody else's event? What's the difference? What is the... Please, somebody explain to me what's the difference between... That's called the club supporting itself. What is the difference between... So let me tell you what happens. Let me Let me break this down for you, Mr. Orlando, quick. Let me tell you what happens. So, and Nudie, I see my man. What up, Nudie? So let me tell you what happens. You have a chapter. Nudie, you're gonna get me in trouble. Okay. In every nation, you have one chapter that supports the whole nation. What I mean by that one chapter supporting the whole nation is that one chapter will be the chapter that chapter makes the name of your club ring worldwide. If it wasn't for this one chapter, your nation would not be as known as it is. But because of this one chapter, the whole world know your nation. So let's just say this. So you got one chapter in every nation that holds down the whole nation. Okay. That one chapter decides to have their anniversary. Okay. Now they've been putting in work all week, all year. They traveling, they doing this, they doing that, they handling their business. So now here it is, chapter Tennessee. Chapter Tennessee is finna pull up, wanting the same love, respect, and recognition as the Dallas chapter who put in all the work. Because let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. let me be careful. Let me be careful. No, that's not true. That's not true, James. The mother chapter is not usually that chapter. The mother chapter is not usually that chapter. It's cool that the mother chapter sometimes is that chapter, but sometimes it's not usually that chapter. Sometimes the other chapters outshine the mother chapter. That's just facts. It's all based on the brotherhood. It's all based on the love of the individuals in the club. But anyway, so the Dallas chapter, therefore, is here to build back up their revenue, to build back up their get down or whatever, and to pay for their club or some other stuff. And here it is, all you other 7-8 chapters, you guys pull up. You guys pull up thinking that, hey, well, shit, this is our club. They wearing our vests. We get in free the whole 9 yards. No, player. Now, they may give y'all discounted tickets. You know, that's something that and again, that's their option. They may give y'all discounted tickets because we in the same nation, but they're not obligated to let you in free. No, sir. They're not obligated to let you in free. Yeah. If we let everybody in free, then, you know, it is what it is. So, again, these are just different little angles and these are just different little food for thoughts. But the question of the day was, brought to me was, who can spend the money in the treasury? And the answer is the club. At any given time, you don't have to have no yearly event. You don't have to wait till the end of the year, the beginning of the year. In the middle of the month, you can stand up and say, hey, I vote that we take the club to Disneyland. And I want the club to pay for everybody to go to Disneyland. You say, what, Troy? What up, player? Pay as you go, so you never owe. What up, Troy? What up, Wild Child? My man, Wild Child. Houston Hard Riders in the building. So At any given time, the money belongs to the club. And you as a member have the right to ask at any given time about, hey, how much money we got in the account? Whether it be $30, $38, $38,000, $300,000, you as a member have that right to ask every day. You can ask that question every day. Hey, how much money we got in the account? Hey, how much money we got? They have to answer that question for you every time you ask. Now, they may say, hey, we only do a monthly breakdown once a month at the meeting, and then that's understood. But you as a member as a full patch member, you have a right to ask that question every day. My man Pooh say, if you're complaining about purchasing a ticket to show support at an anniversary, whether it's a different club or another club, hold on, Pooh. Whether it's a different club or another chapter with your organization, then you need to reevaluate life. See, a lot of y'all didn't know that. A lot of y'all didn't know that just because you all rock the same vest that you still got to pay to get in. And I say, as the courtesy of the nation, as the courtesy of the chapter, then, they may say, hey, man, all of our other chapters get in for half price. It may be $10. Now, and let me show you how. Let me show you how to do it real player like. Let me show you how to do it real player like. The Atlanta chapter is having an anniversary. The Orlando chapter has 17 members. The Orlando chapter dues, the dues that we've been paying all year in the Atlanta chapter, should call up Atlanta. The treasurer from Orlando should call up the Atlanta treasurer and say, hey, man, we coming in. There's 17 of us. We want to get tickets in advance. How much for us? He says, okay, hey, y'all tickets are $10. You should say, hey, there's a check for $170 on the way to y'all right now for all of my members. Whether they coming or not. Whether they coming or not. Now you say, well, damn, Phil, that's fucked up because they only got 17 members, but we got 150 members. It is what it is, baby. But that's how you do a player style. Players, we don't argue about that. How much is it per person? Because that's how FHO do it. Whenever FHO come, I got 19 with me. And how much are the tickets? $20. Okay, he go 380 right here. Matter of fact, he go 400. Donate a ticket to somebody else. Peace. What you got there? Okay. So that's how we do it. That's how we get out. All right. Again, this is just food for thought, man. Something to bring it up, man, because the question was asked: who does the club money belong to, and where does the club money go? The club money belongs to the club, and it goes to whoever you want it to go to. If you got a fallen soldier, it can go to his family. It can go to him. If you want to buy a member a new motorcycle, yes, you can. If you want to do this, but the vice president and the treasurers are the one that should handle the money. The president should never be able to touch the money. He should have no say-so with the money. You feel me? So basically, do not expect a brother chapter you don't belong to asking for entry. Yeah. Anyway, so food for thought. Hope y'all can take this information and build from it. But presidents and quit holding on. Quit. It ain't your money. Let it go. If the club wanted to say we want to go to Hooters and buy 10,000 wings and fuck it off on Hooters, then that's what the money goes to. If the club is a solid club and the brotherhood is solid, and they say, hey man, this year we want to go to Daytona, but we want to rent a house, so the club is going to pay for it, then that's what the money can go to. Huh? If the club say, hey, every year we want to give a kickback to each member, then that's what the fuck you do. You kick it on back. It's just that simple. All right? What up, V? The hardest working vice president in the world, my man V, vice president of FHO Enterprises, FHO Conglomerate, FHO MA, FHO everything, FHO. Boom. Also, check it out, man. Don't forget this weekend, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. Mystic Nights in the building. I'll be there. T-shirts on deck. I'm on deck. Questions on deck. Come on, man. Come on out. Support your boy. Let's take pictures. Buy your T-shirt, man. Hang out. Get some knowledge. We're going to kick game. You feel what I'm saying? Mystic Nights, 79 years, 3 months, 4 days. And we'll see you guys this weekend. Mystic Nights. The new shirts will be released then. So, matter of fact, Jimmy Jam is texting me right now. What up, Jimmy Jam? Mystic Nights. Actually, text just came through right now. So, love y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. Again, hope this video helped you out. Who does the money belong to? The money belongs to the club. And the club, the brotherhood. The club equals brotherhood. Club equals sisterhood. That's what club. We, the brotherhood, we, the sisterhood, can do whatever we want to do with the money. Period. Hear what I'm going to tell you one more time. The money belongs to y'all. If you have a successful anniversary and you got $40,000 you done made, and you say, hey man, we want to take the $40,000 and buy so and so a brand new motorcycle, and the majority vote, then so and so gonna get a brand new motorcycle. Facts. So they work. Y'all hear all this shit, tear down walls and add rooms and build this shit. They doing my studio. Wait till y'all see my studio. Killing it right now. Shout out to my man JJ from Front Runners that's handling all of my interior design. Shout out to my man Lightbulb from Westside Riders that's handling all my studio stuff. And shout out to my man Jabo, courtesy of Outcast, that handled all my trees and all that. Shout out to my little brother Ray, who handled all my yard work. It's all on the set, baby. It's all on the set, baby. Everything's on the set, baby. Love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.